What's up, everybody? Thank you for your patience there. Just a little bit of a audio issue on the stream end, but the good turn it off and on again seems to have fixed it. So we are back at it. Now we are ready for Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Let's go.
Seth, take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Estes. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm kicking off the Metal Gear blog with the second game in the series done by Hideo Kojima, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, played on PS2. What that exactly means, we're going to go into detail once we start the run, and I think we're ready. So let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, so as I said, we're going to play the PS2 version of this game, which was later coming via the second disc of Metal Gear Solid 3 in the Subsistence release. That's the first time where basically the West had the chance to play these MSX versions for the first time. And immediately as we start, we gotta go and do a very tight line, because we have to meet a certain enemy and do not get seen at all. And timing is a little bit of the essence here. So there's a guard coming around, he wants to catch us, and hopefully I do everything right that he doesn't see me at all and we can get away without an alert. So far so good. This was one of the very hard ones right away in the beginning, and there's a few ones coming up that hopefully I don't miss time at all when we need to punch them. As we can see here, this is a 2D game, as was also the first one, and this, as I said, was originally done for the MSX computer, which was basically like the first iteration of like an interchangeable system. And there we go. The first thing that we have to do in here is to get a gun, because as always, as it is classic with Metal Gear games, we have to acquire all our weapons on site. So we're going to quickly infiltrate here the so-called Sensible Land, where we have to fight later the Metal Gear of this game, Metal Gear D, and also the big boss behind this operation called Big Boss. How fitting. So far we made it into this building, and we're going to make our way over to the second floor. Because so far everything's alright, no alert, that's awesome. But also we still have to get door cards here in order to open doors for us. And just like it is with the first game, also in the second game, there is plenty of these door cards. We have to memorize each card that we need to use for each door. So lots of memorization going on in the speedrun already. A little bit out of date. Let's hope I'm too late. That's fine. So I was slightly too late to go around the corner here to not get detected by the guards. That would have been later for a boss fight that we would have gotten away with a very simple RNG pattern. Not the case this time, because I got caught once. But it doesn't matter too much. Just means that we'll have a little bit more RNG at the first boss. Nevertheless, we're going to continue here, as I said. Grabbing this card. Once again, I get caught. Oh my god. It's fine. And we're going to take the elevator up to the third floor. Here we go. So now we're at our first destination. And slowly but surely we're going to make our way throughout the story. So the first boss, as we see, is called Black Ninja. And there's a few interesting things to tell for us. And as I said, ideally we would have not gotten seen at all here, but sometimes, especially when I take these risky routes that I do, as the current world record holder, I try to shave off a little bit of time left and right, and sometimes it comes back to be not optimal for me. So here we go, this Black Ninja. He's just teleporting around, and I hope that he will stay in certain positions for me so I can shoot him. Then he's just in the corner now, alright. Yeah, there we go. We're playing specifically on the easy difficulty, which that is basically the fastest version where we can play any percent on. And there we go, got the first boss down. Black Ninja has been beaten. He just takes a few shots, but as we can see here, he's teleporting all over the place. And with the RNG manipulation that I wanted to do in the beginning, we would have gotten in at very precise locations inside the circle here, where it would have been very fast to kill. It's fine, as we can see, we still did it relatively quickly. Now that we got the level 2 card here, we can move on and move further into the building. I have to wait quickly here for a boss to walk around. This enemy, I don't want to be seen by them, because normally when we have an alert, as always, we get slowed down, and ideally I don't want to be slowed down because we speedruns, we want to play fast. We're going to quickly prepare here a little bit, and we're going to go back down again to the ground floor. Now, Black Ninja, as he was dying, has told us a few secrets. If we want to find one of the contact persons that actually got us into this mission, the so-called Dr. Matlow, we need to find him. And he can only be found if we actually follow a guard with a green beret. Okay, let's find that green beret. Sad thing is, he is very particular. If he gets spooked just once, he gets away from us, and so we have to be very certain that we do not get caught here. And I just got caught? Okay, that's not ideal. Well, let's see how it turns out. First thing we have to do is get away here from this ground floor, and we're gonna move actually into the next building. And there's the so-called Lost Forest here. And I've been playing you a little bit. I actually wanted to be seen here because there's the Green Bear Gun, and as we can see, he's just leaving the level. Normally he would be a little bit further earlier into a cycle, but because we got this one alert, he's actually a little bit later in here. And so, as I said, we gotta follow him in order to find our contact person number 1, Dr. Batner. Now in this segment, we really don't need to do much here. We literally just need to wait for him to go. Because he knows the way, we sadly don't. And for us that means we have to just enjoy the nice bass music and be careful that we do not get caught. He will turn around very often, and if he sees us only once, as I said, he will be spooked and then he will just leave. And we do not know the way. As soon as he leaves the screen and we come into this forest again, literally the path will change and we cannot find the way. Even if I know the way, the game has been programmed basically to be an unsolvable puzzle as soon as we get loose of this card. But it's fine. As we're waiting here, I invite Happy, who probably will tell us a little bit about why we're here actually today. So Happy, take it away.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We are here to watch a couple hours of Metal Gear because we love Metal Gear. But probably a little more importantly, we are also raising some money for some cool folks in our community. So y'all may be familiar with Alice hanging out in chat there, and her partner Xavier, also a friend of the marathon. And Alice is trying to make a not only cross-country but inter-country move from Argentina to the US to have some better opportunities for career advancement and to be with their partner. But it's expensive to move between countries, so because these two folks are such good friends of the marathon, we're putting this together to help raise some money towards those moving expenses and towards the funds needed to get more technical training in her career field in the US, so that those two can have the life and future that they are working so hard to make happen.
Indeed.
Pretty cool reason to have a marathon, honestly. You know?
Yeah,
we love community-driven action.
I have to say, normally with Metal Gear games, we would not be eligible to go here to Horroriblegames. So thank you everyone for lifting this one time, at least, this requirement, and we're allowed to share our cool games as well. Alright, we're almost at the end here of the path. You will finally move north. We're just going to be careful. You will turn on one more time, or two more times, actually, I think. There we go, one last chase. And now we're finally done. Now we can go. Ooh, wanted to punch him, I was still too slow. That's fine, whatever. Don't need to worry about that. And we're going to quickly take a call here. So, normally there will be a knocking puzzle here, and we need to use Morse code in order to detect that codec that we need to call right now. But thankfully for us, we already know the solution. The solution is 14082. That was Dr. Matna on the screen. He looks very similar. I can't put my finger on it. And if you played the original MSX version, not the PS2 version, you'll be seeing even more familiar faces. So it's one of the many cool Easter eggs that they partially got rid of, sadly. But at least with Dr. Matna, you can still tell he's like very reminiscent of, oops, Dr. Einstein. And there we go. I gotta find some mines, which are hidden on the ground normally. And for some reason right now I can't find the fifth one. That's fine. We're just gonna go over 4. It's fine. I can take one later. Because we already are getting ready for the next boss fight. Next boss fight is called the Running Man. And ironically enough, in order to meet him, we have to run also across the swampland here. In the swampland, there's a hidden path, and we're only allowed to walk on an invisible path here, which we do not know normally. Ooh. But thankfully, being speedrunners, we have memorized it at least good enough. Sadly, already did one mistake, so let's hope we can do the rest clean here. There we go. And then for one last bit, we go over here. And that's how we cross basically the swampland here. If we do not make it, we cannot swim through. We are about to drown if we stay too long in the swampland. And so memorizing this pattern, very important. All right, but here it comes. The supposedly favorite boss of Hideo Kojima himself, the Running Man. an Olympic runner turned evil, just running around here. And his trick's not just that he runs around, we're also going to be here in a gas chamber where we need to quickly take care of him or else we're going to die. Now there's a gas magnet item in the game, but we will just not use it at all. We're just going to plant here 4 of these mines. And the trick with him is very simple. He will walk always across from where we're going. So we're just going to go here. And just let him run over the mines that we placed. And that's the boss fight. Relatively easy. And here he goes. He turned into a cookie. Well, that's interesting. An exploding cookie. Oh my god. Yeah, it's one of the many things where all the bosses in Metal Gear, they are absolutely blasting themselves off. We've seen this also at least in Metal Gear Solid 3. Weird enough, they kept this basically from this very old game already. And now we got also another level card. Level 3 card. Awesome. What do we need that for? Well, for yet another boss. And another item that we need to get with this level 3 card. So we're going to make our way all the way back again here. And we're going to quickly, hopefully, not get stuck again. Go up here, down 1, slightly further down, as it is. There's not really many landmarks here, as you can tell, with these bubbles. So I'm trying my best here to find my way in. There we go. Oh, wait, past. Alright, one quick thing, we're gonna go quickly back to the previous building. Because there is the so-called Stinger. And normally if you're playing this game casually, our goal is just to go north for the most part. We're just gonna go as north as possible. But of course, we already know what's waiting for us there, so we go back quickly and get an extra weapon that we literally need at the next boss, or else we cannot progress. So here we go. We're gonna quickly go here by the side. And we're gonna use one of the many great ways here, using, for example, a gun to make noise and distract the guards so they follow us here on the right side. And later, after we come back, grabbing this item. There you go. We can just walk back up here on the left side. Now you'd think, wait, wasn't there a camera? That's right, there is the camera, and actually we're going to intentionally take this alert here, just because it's faster rather than going like below this one panel on the right. And ironically enough, this guard normally would just wait there and spot us and slow us down, re-alerting on us, but just when we get this one alert with this one camera, he just immediately turns around and basically lets us go. So there's many intricate ways how we can play this game faster than just basically playing around, I guess. And that is one of those instances where we specifically want to take an alert just so we can make it through faster. Alright, and she just picked up one of the mines that we didn't get last time for some reason. And yeah, if you're hearing this, our footsteps make like squeaking sound. Well, Big Boss found it funny. Apparently in this desert, we're going to put down so-called singing sand, and it will always alert the enemy on our position. Though on any percent, we don't care how many alerts we have, so we should just walk through. And here's the next boss fight behind the actually a character, according to the final credits, where all the bosses are listed, including this one. So the Heidi is a character now. And I'm going to take this character down with the sting, as we can see here. So we're going to quickly shoot 3 times. And that's a hand. Easy. Yeah, not much to talk about. I don't know why he's featured, but he's literally the second to last feature in the credits. So, well, I guess it counts for something. In the meantime, as I said, we're going to walk up north as we go. And we have to make it into this next building here. So I'm going to quickly take out this one guard, and we're going to get this box here. This box will allow us to move on the conveyor belt. But first, we have to take another call here from Colonel. And then we're going to go down 3 times on the box. And now we enter this building hidden in the box, as it is basically a staple. Now, one of the many great things in this building too is that we also are not alone. We have this contact person here named Holly. And Holly, I mean, she got herself caught and she got put into a room without any doors or windows, but she can hear water next to her. So we're like, well, where the hell should that be? I guess the only way where there could be water on this island is, well, outside of course, or literally in the basement where there could be maybe some water pipes. So that's our next take where we're gonna go. We're gonna quickly follow around in this snake-shaped room. Yes, Big Box likes his snakes, sorry. As you can see here. And whoops, I didn't plan on touching this card. That's fine. The only thing we need to do is just go down this elevator. And then go in here. And if you're wondering why does he crouch before he goes into an elevator, that's literally because when we crouch going down into an elevator, we walk less steps than actually walking into an elevator. It's one of the many game things that the game just does for us. Alright, so Holly, as I said, is in a room without any windows or doors, so how do we enter her? Well, we just take some explosives. I guess that's literally just what we need to do. So we're gonna go in here, go in this room, and we're just gonna blow up this right wall, because why not? I think there's somebody there. Oh, there we go, there's Holly, hello! Yo, excuse me as you walk past this order. Exactly, we don't care, we don't stop for that. Literally just going. And here we go. So Holly literally told us, okay, so in order to go after a so-called special formula called the Oilix, which is a bacteria basically that can make oil from water, if I understood correctly. Basically, there's an energy crisis. And this second scientist, or second informant, has made it so we have a microbe that can make oil out of nothing. Amazing. So that's our next contact person that we need to save here. And in order to get to him, we have to find a pigeon that Holly has hidden somewhere. That pigeon is in the 30th floor of the second building. And before we have to go there, we know already there is somebody going to wait for us, and we only have to get grenades in order to fight him. So let me just quickly get out here my level 2 card. I'm gonna open this. Excuse me, sir. I want to open this elevator here. I'm definitely gonna be late for my cycle. Yeah, it's whatever. And being in the armory right now, you know, oh, there we go. There's some grenades. I'm gonna get those. That's awesome. Oops. Here we go. With those grenades in hand now, we can go. And we go back again to the first building. And yeah, there's a guard in here. Don't worry, he's fine. We don't need to worry about guards at all. Because health literally doesn't really matter for us. So now that we got the grenades here, as I said, we're gonna go back to the second building. We have to go to the 30th floor, and we have to use our grenades for an incoming boss fight there. I'm just gonna get some of here. There we go, some oxygen, so we don't drown ourselves too quickly. Because actually, I'm a little bit worried about my health. And there we go. Basically, just swum back all the way around. There's a current there that only allows us to go counterclockwise. So that's where we need to go. And as we enter this elevator again, we're basically coming back to the snake room. In the snake room, you've maybe seen it already, there's 3 elevators. And the further inside you go, the higher up the elevator goes. So we literally ignored the most outer one that takes us to the 10th floor. There's the second one, which takes us either to B1 or the 20th floor. And now, of course, because we have to go to the rooftop here to find a pigeon, we're gonna go to the most center one, and that takes us up to the 30th floor. There we go. And now, excuse me, clicking, I'm gonna hydrate a little bit, and I suggest to do the same for you, chat. Awesome. Always gotta stay hydrated. I literally just came from ESA Winter, a fun fact, and I've been talking so much there, I constantly need to drink some water that just my throat could keep up. Tell you what, being with all these speedrunners, amazing experience, and same way I feel about being here as well, because we're in a Metal Gear block. I'm literally just the start of many runs to come after me. We have what's Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. But before we go there, boss fight time. So this is Red Blaster, he's wearing green, and he's literally crawling on the ceiling. So it's not much going for him, and I don't know why he's called Red Blaster, but I guess we're just gonna take it and move on. Maybe it's because his grenades are blasting in red. I don't know. I didn't name him, and so did not his mother. Just gonna accept that, move on, and throw a few grenades at the ceiling here. Finish the fight quickly. And there we go, that's Red Blaster. After we've done all of this, we're gonna quickly go here. And as I said, we gotta find a pigeon. So here is one of the big RNG moments in this run. Finding this pigeon can be done in 1 out of 4 panels. And this pigeon, of course being a bird, can also fly around. So let's hope, okay, she's in the bottom right. Maybe if we're lucky, it will land almost immediately and save us plenty of time. It can also be that she fake lands and doesn't land at all. Okay, let's go, alright. That's quite good RNG. Sometimes she just flies all around and just ignores me completely, doesn't land at all, but this time I think it was fairly fine. I'm gonna quickly call here Dr. Matt now. Because our second informant, Dr. Kiyomov, actually only speaks Czech, and I don't speak that. I speak maybe Russian and English. So we're gonna find another contact person. That person is called Gustava. And she is back again in Building 1, so we gotta Oh god, we gotta go all the way back again to building 1, which is fine, it's fine. We got at least elevators, we don't have stairs that we need to climb endlessly for like 5 minutes or so. So we can just take the elevator. No problem. Just gonna take a swim back. Easy going. Alright, all the way back down again. Now Gustava is in building 1 as I said, and she will also be on the 4th floor. Another reason why we also needed this level 4 card, as we can't reach her. And what can I say? Gustava basically is just another female hero in our journey here, and if you know how these heroines get treated, I hope you won't be too disappointed as we progress through the story. But for now, we're just looking forward to meet her, so let's focus on that. Let's focus on the positives. New helpers that we can find, and that definitely will survive until the end. Alright, let's make our way back out here through the snake. I love the fact that this is a snake-shaped room. I don't know why, man. I mean, after all, Big Boss was the very first naked snake, right? Gotta take this elevator down here. Go back again into the water. We're gonna go for another swim. Here we go. Thankfully, elevators in general are very fast. There's only this one really that goes from ground floor all the way to the 30th floor. So, for the most part, this is just a short trip for the entirety of the speedrun. And here we go. Just gonna swim all the way down here. As we reach building 1 again. Don't miss the entrance, literally don't, or else you have to take another round again. As I said, you cannot swim against the current. And here we go. I'm gonna quickly take this elevator here on the left. This elevator, funny enough, only goes from B2 to B1 to the 2nd floor. It doesn't stop in the 1st floor or ground floor. And imagine how I feel as a European that always used ground floor as 1st floor, but then there's also this counting mechanism where you start with 1 and there's no ground floor. Now, thankfully, the 2nd elevator that didn't work in B2 works at least in 1F, 2F, 3F, and 4F, and that's the one we're going to take down all the way to the 4th floor. And here in the 4th floor, as I said, we're going to meet Gustava, and you maybe remember from Metal Gear Solid, where we meet another female hero, that we have to meet her disguised as the enemy. So here, I try to walk around without being detected at all, or else her cycle will be slightly different. In this instance, we immediately punched the guard as we entered the room. Super precise. Thankfully, that worked out. Now we're gonna wait here for this left guy on the next screen already to just move further into a cycle so we can sneak past him. And now we're gonna move on further. So, this is very important that we can make this without any alerts. And I hope that in the next few rooms, there we go, there will nobody be stopping us. Oh my god, so many. Oh, wait. Those are not soldiers. Those are puppets. But this one soldier that randomly spawns in 1 out of 3 positions, he can still see us. So, got a little bit unlucky here. I think I'm good to go. Yeah, looks good so far. Okay, in the 2nd room, there's 3 hidden soldiers between these puppets. And thankfully, the good thing about all of this pattern is that it doesn't matter too much. It would be a little bit more ideal that we don't get seen at all. But as long as we don't get seen before these 2 or 3 puppet rooms, this will always be Gustava. She will enter the ladies' bathroom, and that's where we're going to find her here. Now, she will contact now Dr. Kiyomouth. They can finally converse, and they agree to meet up in Building 3, which is even more north. And funny enough, now that we're in the ladies' room, we also say, hey, there's an elevator in here. How convenient. Yeah, I don't know, man. This has been 1990 when they made this game, and they just decided to make an elevator in the ladies' bathroom. Only there, not in the men's bathroom. There's only a bucket that we can get. Things you cannot explain in Metal Gear lore. Why is there a bucket in the men's bathroom? And why is there an elevator in the ladies' bathroom? So we're gonna go up here. Now with Gustava in our party, we're literally turning this entire game not just into stealth action game, but also into an RPG, because now we have actual party members. And whoop, don't get squashed here. Very important that the bulldozers don't hit us, because they're one-touch death. And now, if you remember where we've been in the Lost Woods in this little hut, and on the right side there was Dr. Matna that we had to call via this knocking game. Well, now we're on the right side actually, and once we take the elevator up, we can actually get him out of this building. Hooray! One of our first contact people actually that we can save here. Let's go. I was like, hello, you found me. Congratulations. By the way, here's a level 5 card. He just happened to have that on him. I don't know why. It's a little bit suspicious, but I won't question further. So we're gonna go quickly here. And now, as I said, we're gonna go even further north through the sewer system here. And yeah, now we're a free party. A free people party. Love it. Sadly, I wish sometimes I could literally tell you all the story of Metal Gear 2. I can only highly encourage you, if you find this game interesting from its looks, trust me, despite its age, it's really cool and has so much going for it. As we're writing right now for Dr. Magna, for example, taking a little bathroom break, there's a very intimate story here between Snake and Gustava about the Cold War, what they've been doing before the war happened, and again, so much story. It's also featured, by the way, in the Metal Gear Solid 3 HD release. But once Konami ever puts that back on store, we can play this as well again, as it was bundled with Metal Gear Solid 3 HD. But until then, I mean, we've released speedruns here to enjoy them in this way. And trust me, I do have plenty of different copies from regions and consoles where I can play this game, so... Once again, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, HRG, for having us here in this Metal Gear block. Alright, here's one of the very cool things that they did here for the first time really in 1990. Interactable cutscenes. So this is a little cutscene playing right now. I'm holding down the X button, but I still cannot progress. And as we see here, we just have to wait. But the game actually expects us to hold us forward, so we actually start walking on the bridge here. And only then, the next step is going to happen. As I said, Gustavo is going to take the first step here. She says, ah, it's safe, we can go over here. Go to the third building, and she's dead. Damn it, Kojima. Why do all of the nice women die in your games? Well, at least in Metal Gear Solid, we had the choice that we can save Meryl. Here in Metal Gear 2, sadly, this is the end of the journey for Gustavo, so F in chat. And Dr. Marth also gets taken away from us here, so all that we did so far, well, literally was fruitless. And by the way, it's Greg Fox, a former commander. He switched to the other side. What the hell's going on in this game? Well, whatever happens now, I'm just gonna get ready and get a few mines here, and we're gonna go back for a last backtrack through Building 1. So yeah, we're gonna do lots of backtracking in this game, and finally, at least for the final time, we're gonna go from Building 2 to Building 1 because we need a glider now. With the glider, we can go here into Building 2 and basically take a jump from the 20th floor. Because then we can basically just glide over the destroyed bridge, and I guess that's one way to solve it. So we're gonna go over here, and literally just backtrack all the way where we came from. If I remember correctly, there we go, we're gonna go in this green ration here, because while our health is looking relatively good, I'm gonna take a more risky line through these mines to actually take as much damage as that I will automatically use up this ration here, as we will see. Gonna move on past all these guards, and now we will just walk through all the mines here, regardless of my health. I don't care. Bring it on. And here we go. Now that we've been taking basically the perfect line without any breaks, I can heal myself quickly eating this ration. And now we're gonna go to the level 2 card, because as we established, we gotta go back to Building 1, and only the level 2 card lets us go back in Building 1. And oops, I got senior. Thankfully though, this was at least an intentional alert, because this will give us a more favorable guard pattern later. So let's just keep on going, it's fine. The thing with Metal Gear 2 is every time when you're an alert, as you're going into evasion, during an evasion it's very easy to get caught again. And every time when we get caught again, we basically just have to stand still for like 2 seconds. So that's very annoying. That's why technically we don't ever want to be in alert state. But sometimes you just get one alert and then you can carry it over all the way, which at least is good for us, because that means we don't lose time, but only once. And so as we come back out here now, as I said, now that we made it past this alert, we get a way better pattern for us where guards will be almost out of our way. The only thing I have to do now is punch this guard. Oink. The other one on the top screen is on the right, and this one is on the left and will actually not notice us at all. There we go. All this just to get a hang glide. Yeah, I know. Following this also, normally we go through the game as normal, go all the way to the end, and then we will notice, oh no, we have to get a key that we need to freeze. So a little spoiler, Gustavo not just only gave us a level 6 key, but also the brooch. And the brooch is basically the same as the PAL key in Metal Gear Solid 1. Very nice, got this punch here, we're gonna get around here without being alerted. And this brooch, if we freeze it or heat it, will actually change its shape. What we need to do here is actually that we need to freeze it in order to have the brooch change to a key. With that key, we're gonna open later a locker and get a very important item for the story. Oops, one more card, there you go. Once again, I'm making my way through here, this time without any alerts, because as I said, sometimes it is actually good for us to not be alerted on. In this instance, that's the same. And yeah, in this room, there's lots of traps. You maybe have heard them. In the dark, you have to know exactly where you need to go. Maybe though it's relatively easy. I wanted to punch this guy so we don't get an alert here, but whatever, I guess we get it still. And there we go. Here are the hidden guards. They're literally in the way. Basically the most favorable situation. The RNG is very different per room each time you play. And so when we can actually see them dressed in front of us, it's good for us at least. I'm going to open the door here. And now we're going to wait. Oops, we're going to wait here on the brooch until the brooch has changed to a card. Key. It's not a card like in Metal Gear Solid, but it's a key in Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. I wish sometimes the names would be more, well, different, I guess, because then it would be way easier to say, oh, we're playing Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. You mean Metal Gear Solid? No, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. I hope everyone enjoys it so far. We're roughly around the halfway mark. And now, as I said, we're gonna make our way back again to Building 2 to now take the glider and just easily jump over to the third building, where we hopefully can now finish this mission. Alright. I just want to also quickly shout out Vermilion Noel, who will after this run also do Metal Gear Solid 3 European Extreme. And then finishing off the Metal Gear block, we'll also get Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on the Revengeance difficulty. Like both of these runs are on the highest difficulty possible. Very high, very exciting to see. So after this one's over, don't turn away. Keep watching. Plenty more of Metal Gear to come for you. Okay, now we almost made it all the way over here to the end of Building 2. It's going to take this little elevator here. As I said, always go into these elevators crawling so you don't take extra steps that you don't need to take. Awesome. So where is this 20th floor? Well, basically, as I said, we got to go back inside here to take the second elevator. I'm going to go over here to the left, enter the building, and now we got to go to the center basically to meet this second elevator. Once again, there will be guards on our way. That will just distract. There we go. If we do get an alert here, it would be very disadvantageous for us because we actually do not want to be seen at all. Because else the guards would not move on as normally. Because that, what will happen after we go into this elevator is that we do get caught, we have another fight. And once we get out of here, sadly, the guards would be in our way and we would be further delayed and delayed. But if you don't get seen, they will literally just keep on walking and actually be stuck in the center of the room. And as I said, yeah, I already spoiled it. We have a little of a fight coming up. So I'm going to put 3 mines down here. And with those 3 mines in 4 corners of the room, we're going to make a quick job of the next boss fight. Because the next boss fight is called the 4 Horsemen. Greyfox sends in his special guard, you could say. And these are only coming down from the rooftop here when I'm far away. So I'm gonna literally stand here, wait, and just have them run into my mines. Easy as that. Not that complicated to be honest, but you know, sometimes it's just fun to think ahead. I'm gonna wait here and immediately get the level 7 cards. And yeah, sadly, we do not go to the 20th floor. We have to go back out again. And the next best chance that we have is actually go to the first time that we go to an elevator that we haven't visited yet in a while. And that is the one that's most outside. This elevator will take us up to the 10th floor. And from there, I guess we just have to walk. We quickly go back. And as I explained, you know, because we didn't get an alert here, these guards are basically just back in the center, completely out of our way, thankfully. And so that is already a great help for us. So, very specific sometimes when you take an alert and when you don't. In this instance here, for example, we do not want to have an alert at all. So there we go, here's the 10th floor. And once again, as it is in this game, there's another thing hidden here. We have to wait for this kid to go away and then go to the left. And behind this hidden wall, that's where we can get to the outer staircase. And as you've maybe seen it already in Metal Gear Solid, the same thing happens here in Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. 8 years before Metal Gear Solid, this was already a thing here in Metal Gear 2. a long chase up the stairs. And the thing is, it's gonna take 3 minutes. So, Happy Way Tree, how about you tell us a little bit more about why we're here and give my voice also a little bit of a break, please.
Seems like a good time for that, considering.
Yeah.
So I know y'all have heard me rave and rant a couple times about why we're raising money and why we're here, but have we talked about the channel and the cool things that Hig does the rest of the year? Because we may be doing this kind of last minute event here to help out some friends of the marathon, but what is the marathon? Well, Horroriblegames, which I'm told the proper way to pronounce it is with a pause. That is from the man himself. You're supposed to pause. Horroriblegames is a speedrunning marathon that showcases, as you might expect, horror and horrible games. So for this smaller event, obviously, there is nothing horrifying or horrible about the Metal Gear series. Well, except maybe Kojima's naming conventions. I think those are horrible and horrific.
Yeah, I would agree.
This one's, man. Good enough.
Let's go. Running Man, Walking Man, D-Man, Die Man.
Skipping Man.
Rope Skipping Man.
Crawling Man. Do we have one of those?
Almost with Red Blaster.
But normally, the Horroriblegames events are a chance to showcase spooky games and poorly made or poorly received games. But if you know anything about the speedrunning community, people who play horror games and bad games really love the games they play and really love breaking those games and finding what ridiculous things we can do to get through them faster to make the horror last a little less of our lives. So
Absolutely.
If that's something you're interested in and you haven't joined us yet, make sure you follow the channel, join us on the Discord. If you have a game you want to submit to an upcoming event, or if you want to volunteer your time to one of the upcoming events, we can always use more people.
And as we go on, as I said, reach the 20th floor. We're gonna take this little glider here and have a little cutscene music. So enjoy the tune of Sensibar. And there we go. Gotta put down the audio setting again, because we don't want to ruin this nice mix. And yeah, as said, we're now finally at the building 3 where we're gonna end this run. But before we end it, we have to do plenty of things, so let's move on into the next boss fight. This boss fight is called Jungle Evil, but he was actually formerly known in the original MSX version as the Predator. And you can maybe imagine what the Predator does. He hides and tries to fight us. So, as he's going around this little cornfield, he's constantly popping up somewhere. This is the RNG part, and we have to find him and quickly throw grenades at his face. So far, it's looking quite okay. We have to throw a thing roughly 6 times at his face. That's a hit. It didn't hit. It actually hit myself. That's not good. I gotta be a little bit quite careful now. Whoops. Elevator around him. Oh boy. One more time, and then the last shot should be it. Yep, next one should be it. And you can see he's like literally anywhere. And with just one scratch to go, we just made it. Survived this boss fight. That was Predator or Jungle Evil. Now we got the level 8 card, and now we're gonna move on. There's a little cool item that we need, and it's actually an egg. And you think, why would we need an egg in these trying times? Well, let me tell you guys, this egg is the solution to a puzzle that we don't even know that we have a puzzle yet. So I'm gonna just quickly pick it up here. and go back again. And there's a path to the left and a path to the right. Always go left, because only in the left egg is the so-called owl. In the right egg will be a snake, and the snake actually eats our rations, which we absolutely need. We specifically have grabbed right at the very beginning a brown ration, and we need 2 extra ones that we're going to acquire now on our way. And the good thing about the egg is, as I made the auto splitter for this game for the emulator version, I noticed, oh, the egg actually is constantly running. It never stops hatching. So the first moment we touch it, it immediately starts to get hatched. And I'm going to actually take this alert here willingly, because it doesn't matter that we have it actually. We get immediately away from us here and go to the next screen. And once we move over here, this alert will drop. And this game basically walks in like a very large map, versus in the original game where each screen was basically its own thing. Metal Gear 2 has basically made the scope even bigger. As we can see here on the radar, we see plenty of enemies walking around autonomously and being basically part of a bigger map that we cannot see. And the cool thing about this is, if you spend more time here and take an alert earlier, we do actually have a better sight with this guard here waiting at the fence. This fence is a laser fence, we cannot make it past here. And the funniest thing ever, which Kojima thought we have to put in this game, is how about we make that the guard thinks it's nighttime, and when he thinks it's nighttime, he opens up the fence. In my humble opinion, I think he's the worst guard ever, because who opens the gate at nighttime? I don't know, but once he hears the gate, he thinks it's nighttime, regardless of what time of the day it is, and he lets us in here. We just have to wait here for a little bit, wait for the egg to hatch. As soon as it hatches, the owl will come out, the owl will make a hoot, and then we can go on. There we go, here's the owl. And now, as I said, if we spend more time on this map here rather than sneaking in the first one, that's why I've taken the alert previously, we actually have the guard walk to the right, and then he will hear the owl hoot. If we play careful and don't get the alert earlier, we spend less time on this map here. As we can see, there we go. He just got convinced it's nighttime, opens the gate for us, and he will be on the right side, which, of course, is way less pathing that he needs to do in order to hit the switch for us. Here we go. We're gonna be careful here. So boulders are coming up and down. It's basically like a sweeper just cleaning up, and I think he makes a good job because at least here everything's clean. There we go. I'm gonna go move over here. Now hopefully I can make it past the scout without an alert. There we go. Once again, there's a few situations where sometimes an alert is fine and sometimes it totally isn't, and I almost got this one. That's fine. I'm just gonna quickly prepare here. I'm gonna get the elevator down, and we're gonna go down to the next level. Now, the having an alert here is not optimal, but it's also not the worst thing, because immediately as we get out, the alert stops, and we have yet another boss fight. This is Night Fright. He's invisible, and normally in his area he has like 4 quadrants, each with their individual sound. Now, the good thing is we don't need to walk and chase him at all. I'm just gonna stand in this position here and throw grenades to the right until I start hitting him, and lo and behold, there he goes. Literally walks up to us so he can damage us. There we go. And that's Night Fright. Very quick fight, nothing to worry about. As you can see here, for example, there's different types of flooring here, which would actually do a different sound. Now, as I said, I picked up the brown rations here, one of them at the very beginning of the game, and 2 more just before here. That's specifically because we have acid pools here that normally would dissolve us like immediately, like instantly. We'd be dead, super dead. But for some reason, the explanation is, if there's chocolate in the ration, which is the case for the brown ration, then this acid pool dissolves and it just turns into water. Now, I'm no expert on chemistry, but I'm not sure how solid chocolate can make acid just water again. I'm not sure if that evens out, but I'm just gonna accept it. It's a video game, whatever. And we also learned for this final door, we need the level 9 card, which ironically was not held by Night Fright, which is normally the case. All the bosses have a card. That's why we need to fight them. In the first game, all the bosses could have been skipped, or almost could have been skipped, and we never had a reason to actually fight them. In Metal Gear 2, they undid this mistake, and we had to actually fight all of these bosses to get the cards. Exception, of course, as I said, is Night Fright, because he doesn't have the level 9 card. Predator, or Jungle Evil, in the previous map, he was the one that had also the level 9 card and the level 8 card. So that's why we make our way back here again. And yeah, if somebody would say, man, this backtracking is horrible. I totally agree, and that would be my reason why I say no matter what the rating for this game is, there's a little bit of a contender also for being a horrible game for this marathon. So in my heart, at least, I think this counts. All that backtracking, not ideal. I'm kind of glad that with Metal Gear Solid, they undid most of it. There's way less backtracking there. 8 years later, Kojima learned his lesson at least a little bit. And then in the Twin Snakes, they removed even further backtracking. But I digress. We're here for Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and we're also getting ready here for the final fight. Because as we move on, as I said, I now just grabbed the level 9 card. We can finally start the final sequence of this game. Chocolate rations. Yeah, I mean, I would rather eat them as well. But for today, we have to use it to dissolve acid. I guess that's fair enough. Once again, we made it back here. Once again, through this hallway. Gonna wait here. I'm gonna wait here in this little side entrance. And I hope that I get the right timing on the guard so we don't get an alert here. There we go, punched in. Every time when these guards punch, by the way, they just shake their head. I guess it's like unbelievably rude from Snake to punch them. That's why they're constantly going, no, 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 no. Such your weapons. At least that's my head kind of right. I'm gonna make my way here without being seen at all. Lovely, at least the second time around it works. And I'm gonna take the elevator down for the last time in Building 3 here. Now, remember at the beginning when we saved Dr. Matnar and he got taken away from us? Well, not directly spoiler because we're about to see, but Dr. Matnar is actually here and he's with Dr. Q Marv. And then, lo and behold, there they are. But hang on a second, we're too late, he says. Dr. Q Marv is dead. What happens to the Oilix formula? How can we solve our energy crisis? Well, good question. I don't know the answer as well. What I know is we have to fight Dr. Man, and this supposedly 80-plus-year-old man can actually sneak up behind us and choke us out. Us, like the fully trained soldier. I don't know what I should think about this, but the easiest way to get rid of him is having 4 mines behind you. We're just going to turn around and he will constantly take damage. And then after 4 mines, he will just be done for. Here we go. So here, before we go, here's the Oilix formula, but it's guarded by nuclear hamsters. I'm not kidding. 1 touch damage again. If you touch them once, we're immediately dead. So what we have to do is we have to put on the yellow ration, which has cheese, and then they will follow us. And as they follow us, we can easily shoot them here with the pistol until all of them are done, and then we can easily go in there and retrieve the Oilix formula, which is on a little MSX cartridge. Oh, neat. There we go, we got this now. We're almost at the end. We received the formula. Dr. Kirma said he's dead. Same console and so forth here. Matt, now I'm gonna go to the level 4 card and the grenades. And now, in yet another cutscene, we have Dr. Matnar confess like, yeah, I tried to combine East and West. I tried to make peace happen, but I couldn't. Unfortunately. And all he wanted to do is make a better world for his doctor, called Ellen, which is actually a character that we can save in Metal Gear 1. As we're done here, we're just going to take a slide and go all the way down to the 100th floor underground. And in there, it's time for the Metal Gear fight of this game. So, flashing light warning for at least the next 90 seconds. This is going to be intense. If you are sensitive, please look away. I will give a warning until you watch again. This is not a joke. In Metal Gear 2, it's really stressful, even for me, who's not that sensitive to it. Alright, here comes the flash warning. Here comes the fight of Metal Gear D. The only thing we need to do is basically just throw some grenades at his legs, just like in Metal Gear 1. Thankfully his legs are his weak spot, and unlike in Metal Gear 1, we don't need to remember the order of legs that we need to damage them. We literally just walk up and down here and throw through grenades. That is already enough what we need to do here. Now, Metal Gear D is dead, but the flashing is still continuing on until we're done getting rid of our items in the inventory. So please, once again, flashlight warning. It's a little bit intense. It's an older game. Now, in the story, we're currently literally on fire from fighting Metal Gear D, and I have to quickly get rid of all of my items here in my inventory. And now flashing lights have stopped. You can watch again if you're sensitive to that. We're back again here to the story. Alright, Grey Fox literally up here, follows us around, and he wants to have a chicken fight, surrounded by claymores, but our iframes are actually longer than his, so we literally just step on the claymores, and he dies quicker than we do. So, yeah, not the best fight, I guess. And now we got the Oryx formula back again. Now, as you remember, we've been on fire, we had to get rid of all of the stuff. And so we get to the final boss fight of this game. Here comes Sean Connery, Big Boss. In the MSX version, he literally was based on Sean Connery, just a fun fact. And now, as I said, we don't have any of our items, so we're gonna go here quickly and have to retrieve something that we can use to fight Big Boss here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the first card here, I'm gonna get a brown ration, and now I'm gonna make my way around to retrieve even more of these door cards. I'm gonna go over here, I think, yeah. What control? No, this is the level 6 card. This is the level 3 card that I have to get here. There we go. We have to go up to the level 5 card in the end, and we also have to dissolve this acid pool here, because this acid pool is right where we get a very important item. I'm gonna go here, and in the next room, after I go here, I have to go immediately right, because there's immediately an acid pool. And as you remember, I said, if we touch this pool just once, we immediately die. We walk in and we're immediately dead. I avoided both of these pools, thankfully, so we're good to go. Let's get ready for the final fight, or final confrontation here, as we finally have made a weapon for us. Half spray and a lighter. So we're gonna have an instant flamethrower here for us. So this is basically how we're gonna fight Big Boss. We're gonna set him on fire. I guess that's not the nicest way to deal with him, since he's our father, but it's still one of the fastest way that we can deal with him. I'm gonna have to make sure that I don't die here. Come back, please, sir. Sir, please, sir. Don't give me no. Don't give me no. All right. Phew. We've been one hit away from dying here, but we did it. Final hit against Big Boss was dealt. And we actually got lucky. He's random where he walks around in this area. He could be in the bottom corner, he could be in the top corner. Thankfully, yes, he's literally dying in the room where we need to take the door anyway. So for us, that's plenty of time saved. Let's go to the end. We've fought off Metal Gear, we've beaten our father, Big Boss, and we retrieved the Oryx formula. It's time to leave this haunted place and make our way out of here. Oh my god, we've been held up. Who the hell? Oh wait, it's Holly! The never female protagonist, let's go! Finally, we get some help here, and at the end, we can just leave with her together. Until we get caught again. So in this final sequence here, we funnily enough get a gun that has infinite ammo here, and we have to make it all the way to the end of this level. And at the end of the level, we're gonna have to kill all of these guys that are spawning in until our gun is empty. Our infinite gun can be empty. I know, ironic, but that's how the game works. I'm gonna take the elevator up here. And there we go. Now we're back up again on the ground floor in the jungle here. And we will be picked up soon on Pequod, thankfully. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna make my way past the spider web here. And now once we're in the final room here, and yeah, he was zooming. Fun fact, here's to PAL. I've not actually talked about this yet. The PAL version is the fastest version to play this game. The NTSC version actually runs a little bit slower. PAL runs 11% faster than any other console. Why they made PAL faster? Probably unknown. I only know that once we reach here and we see the text, get ready for time. Once we see the text that our gun is empty, RTA ends. And there we go, that's time. Damn it, I'm out of ammo. Mission over. We do get rescued now.
At least you ran out of ammo after it was over.
Yeah, in this final screen, you basically have to wait like 40 seconds, I think. I always time it by having just killed 13 guys, roughly. IGT actually ends later, when we fade out to black, but you know how it is. We only learned this knowledge later down the road, and so that's what we traditionally call RTA. But don't worry, it's over in like 20 seconds as well, so I guess we can just watch for a little bit longer. Thank you everyone for watching. My name is Tastis. This was Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And what can I say? I think it was a good run. Hope everyone liked it. And of course, stay tuned. The Metal Gear corner is not over yet. We have still Metal Gear Solid 3, run by Vermilion Well, European Extreme difficulty. And after that, Valeria Chan will do Metal Gear Rising Revengeance in the Revengeance, the hardest difficulty.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Always blown away by how much lore dumping Metal Gear runners can do while doing all of the tricks and movement and everything. You're just like, oh yeah, so this guy is related to this guy, and this guy does this, and this is your dad, and also I just skipped 3 rooms. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's so much happening. It's so impressive.
I think it's a key skill for Metal Gear runners. Yeah.
Very excited for 2 more, but like you said, next up is Metal Gear 3. So hold your horses, everybody, and we will be back in just a second after we get that next game set up.